Racing on Sunday takes place out at Turffontein, racing on the standside track. 9 races on the programme. Race number 1 gets underway at 12:05. Joining me on the line is Alistair Cohen. Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, good day, Raheel. I'm doing very nicely. Friday night was superb at Hollywoodbets Greyville. And looking forward to this card. It's Turffontein on Sunday on the standside track. It's obviously the Victory Moon, the last big prep going into the Betway Summer Cup. However, there's been quite a lot of rain in Joburg. As we know, Thursday's racing at Turffontein was ultimately cancelled without a race being run. It really opened up before racing. I haven't been in Joburg now for over a week, but I do have first-hand reports of what's going on. And the rain didn't stop until Saturday morning. It's forecast to be fair the rest of Saturday into Sunday, but I think this is the only window they got, because from Tuesday it's going to be chaos again in Joburg.
Yeah.
The forecast, but the expectation is as such. I'm sure there's a contingency in plan, but as far as I read it, according to what I see, this is probably the best chance. So expect a very soft track at Turffontein on Sunday.
No, well, let's get straight into it. Race number 1, 12:05, 1160 meters the distance. The exotics begin in race number 2. The first race, number 9, Tempranillo, is the favourite here at 9-10. Finished second on debut behind Vannekum. 3-1 Seed Seeker. Speedman, who was a very expensive purchase, 1.4 million. He's at 4-1. Hammer Blow at 9-2, and then it is 25-1 and better about the balance. Number 1, Ubermensch, is out. Field of 8 runners for the first race. Alistair, this horse, Speedman, full brother to that horse that's trained by Dean Cannemere. The name just escapes me right now, but yeah, they spent a lot of cash for this horse, the son of Vercingetrix, at the sale.
Yeah, absolutely, Raheel. And just, reading between the lines, Sean Terry's horse that won on Allied Steel Road on a Mission Charity Mile Day for the same ownership, or the same colours rather, the former Grand Empire. The horse you're talking about is Savantrix, by the way, a full brother to Savantrix, who was rated 90, a 3-time winner also by Vercingetrix. So there should be a lot of pace there for number 7 Speedman. Inside draw, but in a small field, you'd like to see a high number draw down the straight, especially on a wet track. But just keep an eye on the marker with number 7 Speedman. The mare was good. She was trained by Cornet Spies with Speedy Susie, and she more than held her own at a high level. So the most interesting runner in the race is undoubtedly number 7 Speedman, and I actually wouldn't take away from the other 2 first-timers. They do make appeal in breeding. 5 Highwayman Harry, although it's not the Stinger way to ready them up on debut, and 6 Monkeys Wedding. Interesting that he's not in Cape Town with what I believe is a promising bunch of unraced horses with Clinton Binder that have made their way to Cape Town, so maybe that's a tip in itself. Tempranillo of the race runners should be the right one here. A heel second on debut to Vannekum. Vannekum would run at feature race level through champion season, and also a little bit up on the half out. There was talk, there was support, and there was expectation for Tempranillo on debut. The official comment says steady late. I don't think she would have got a blow in and turning over Vannekum. She gets a sex allowance here, 56.5 kilos on the back of this daughter of Ferrari, and she looks like she's got a lot more to come. Of the race, number 2 Seed Seeker finished in front, and number 4 Hammer Blow when they met behind Trajanus. I see no reason for that to suddenly turn around. But if there's a follow-through and support, or if there is support for one of the first-timers, I would respect that. But number 9, Tempranillo, at the time of recording, looks tough to beat.
Moving on to race number 2, start off the bipod. 12:40 is the off time, 1160 meters the distance, and this is a maiden plate for fillies and mares. Here, number 7, Hat Highway to the Sky, is the favourite at 33-10. Bridget Ann at 7-2. You can get 4-1 about Inspiration, 5-1 Ruby from Heaven. It's 11-2 and better about the balance. Second race on the program. Alistair, what's your thoughts here?
Not pretty form lines here to work with, Raheel. Number 7, Hat Highway to the Sky, on collateral form does look the one to beat. Savannah Valgello takes the 4 kilos off the back. She did nothing for me on debut, did number 7, Hat Highway to the Sky, but the second start, when there was a nibble of support, was far better at the Valve in finishing second to Vamanos. The form easily tells you that Hat Highway to the Sky finished in front of Inspiration and Maria Lagorda. I don't think either horse was too bad. I think that they'll come out and they'll win their maiden soon enough. But number 7, Hat Highway to the Sky, now has 4 kilos to play with, and has half a length to 3 parts of a length to play with those horses. So I don't see much reason for anything to turn around. I don't see any excuses for those horses that ran in behind, despite the fact Inspiration having a second run after a break. She should be fitter with that run under the belt. Craig Zaki takes it out for Sean Terry. So I think she'll be a bit of a headache for number 7, Hat Highway to the Sky. And then we got number 5, Bridget Ann, who also comes back from a break. I'd like to tell you that she's got more of a chance of what meets the eye, but the form lines after going deep into them and small fields aren't that good. She might have just needed a little bit of time to mature, to strengthen up. I tend to remember her in certainly her second start when I was at Turffontein. She just looked a little bit immature and a little bit wayward and a bit soft, so the time might do her a world of good. I'd hesitate to make number 7, Hat Highway to the Sky, a bank from the bar pot. I would like a bit of backup, and that backup would come from number 5, Bridget Ann. If you were looking for a little more, number 3, Inspiration, that should suffice. The Decot comments, by the way, about number 9, Ruby from Heaven, not too hot on debut, expecting improvement with a run under the belts, and I think that day kind of kicks off a bit later on.
Moving along to race number 3, next up, start off the place accumulator, and this is a maiden plate over 1400 meters. 10 past 1 is the off time. Favorite here, number 7, Taskmaster, 15 to 10. Number 1, Milan's World, 5 to 2, down 2 to 1. Dawson's Anvil is at 22 to 10. There's some outside support for number 9, Total Eruption, from 16 to 1 into 12 to 1. And then you can get 25 to 1 and better about the balance. Start off the place accumulator, Alistair. How many horses in leg number 1 would you suggest?
I suggested Bet Rahil and a bank in number 1, Milan's World. I think that he'll take all the beating. Sparingly raced 4-year-old. He started his career as a juvenile where he made a good impression at the Val behind Valieva in a big field at the Val, and then kind of never really kicked on despite good run to Bacchus, who's now rated around 100. But since coming back, been sound, been happy. Good last run behind Ice Dragon, who sadly ran no sort of race subsequently, but there were valid excuses. Ice Dragon burst through the front of the stalls before the race. Going this type of trip for the first time since his return, I think that's going to set him up nicely. Calvin Abib takes her out for Sean Terry, and I think to address the elephants in the room, it's just a pretty shallow maiden. Not a good thing. Number 1, Milan's World. I do think number 7, Taskmaster, will give him something to think about. I think in the place accumulator 1, all the others should suffice, but I've leant to the side of number 1, Milan's World over number 7, Taskmaster. The reason why, although excuses last time and good improvement from run 1 to run 2, I don't think that elusive red form line is going to work out all that well. Gavin Larena takes it out on Taskmaster. Don't read anything into that. That'll be the Werner's connection with the fact that he's chosen that. Look, it might be a tip in itself that Gavin's riding number 7, Taskmaster, for the first time. He obviously wasn't eligible to ride serving a suspension last time out. So yeah, he looks like he's on the right track, but I'm just, like I said, not overly convinced about the form line that he represents from Elusive Red. 6, Dawson's Anvil. I think the Decot team are expecting a little more from Dawson's Anvil than they are from their first time a race earlier in the form of Ruby from Heaven, but they do suggest that perhaps more of a place chance than a winning chance for number 6, Dawson's Anvil, named after the farrier in KZN, Robbie Dawson, who shot many champions, including a few for the Decot team over the year. Sean Veal in town to take the ride. And then number 9, Total Eruption, does have good form lines, but I think she does need to improve despite the lightweight. So PA, banker number 1, Milan's World, winning chance from number 7, and that's pretty much a full stop on the end of that.
Race number 4, start off the pick 6, 13:45 is the off time. It is a Pinnacle Stakes of 1160 meters, and Buffalo Storm Cody is the top one here at 4 to 10. William Robertson at 4 to 1. It's then 13 to 2. And better about the balance. Alistair, this horse, good win last time out. He's an up-and-coming sprinter on the block, and yeah, 6-time winner. He should take all the beating here at 4 to 10.
Yeah, Rahil, I don't see any point trying to qualify something to beat him here. Gavin Larena takes a ride. If you go to his last run, which was evidently a prep run, as this is as well, to be fair, I'm sure going into into feature races, I don't know if the Merchants, funny enough, for Turffontein's the right race. I have to give a lot of weight away, but we shall see if he ends up there. But the point is, Buffalo Storm Cody has really worked himself into that elite sprinter status in the country, where William Robertson, to be fair, is as well. He's a Grade 1 winner in his own. He's a 15-time winner, and he won the computer form sprint not so long ago. In fact, that was the last time he tasted victory. But it looks like William Robertson perhaps going to need the run a little bit and maybe taking 1 or 2 backward steps, whereas Buffalo Storm Cody is certainly trending in the right direction. Like I said, prepping last time out, ran into a little bit of trouble at the 300 where he went towards a tight gap and had to go back round and ran the finish out of Fire Attack, who, as we know, is an excellent horse in his own right, although at his best over further. Fire Attack is ultimately a nursery winner as well, and Buffalo Storm Cody ran away from him in good style. Small field, so the inside draw should not be too much of a hindrance. Gavin Arena does get, we rode him to his grade 1 winner, the number 1 Buffalo Storm Cody, so I think that he's a banker everywhere, and I make him the bet on the day. I think William Robertson will still give him something to think about. I think that Buffalo Storm Cody will have to turn it on. I don't think it'll be an absolute red carpet procession for number 1 Buffalo Storm Cody, and one of these days Great Tricks is going to live up to some sort of expectation. They're reaching for the tongue tie. If that doesn't work, I think they'll be reaching for the scissors with number 3 Great Tricks. But yeah, the way that it stands, number 1 Buffalo Storm Cody, one of those sprinters in the country, and there are a few of them. I'd say that Tanango, Truth, they in that category as well, of just being sprinters that I think that we can work with as the season goes on. So yeah, he should win.
Next up, race number 5. This is the National Colour Stakes, a listed race over 1,000 meters. 20 past 2 is the off time, and Alpine Jet tops the boards here at 5-2. Frozen Fantasy 4-1, Komati River 4-1, Almond Sea at 6-1. It's then 10-1, and bet about the balance. Alistair, Almond Sea, no doubt the best horse in the race, and yeah, I just thought this was the right type of race for, but with conditions likely to come up very soft on the day, I'm not quite sure whether that's going to suit her. I think the 1,000-meter trip could just be a bit more trickier now.
Raheel, that was my knee-jerk reaction with all the rain around, but Almond Sea's record in the soft is nothing to turn your back at. One in the soft before, 3 places from 6 starts. Yes, it's going to be more challenging because her best way is to fly out the pens and do her thing, number 1 Almond Sea, but she's not useless in the soft going. The inside draw probably more of a worry because here we've just got a slightly bigger field. So although the natural pace is likely to get her across, get her out the stalls and get her towards the middle outside, there's a lot of pace, especially with the lightweights around her, which I don't think are going to make life too easy for number 1 Almond Sea. I do make her, funny enough, the horse to beat, because as you say, she's probably the best 1,000-meter horse in the race, but there are disclaimers that apply with number 1 Almond Sea. I've got 3 horses in my place accumulator. I want to talk about number 9 Roaming Spirit. I think she represents a little bit of value in the race at around 10-1. In fact, my 2 backup to number 1 Almond Sea are both 10-1 shots. Roaming Spirit just got caught a bit too far out of her ground last time when the expectations were that she'd run a nice race. She was just left with a little bit too much to do when she ran 4th behind Pennsylvania, who ran a rating of around 100 in her start prior to that. It caught a few by surprise that she won her penultimate start over 1,000 meters, but I reckon now they found their way with number 9 Roaming Spirit, that maybe she is just a very useful sprinter as opposed to the rest of the family who all got a mile plus. They tried that with Roaming Spirit. She was never disgraced, but I think it's evident that since reverting and restarting with this daughter of Buffalo Bull Cody, that sprinting is her game. And then number 2, Whistle the Tuna. Can't understand why she's 10-1. She's working incredibly well. Number 2, Whistle the Tune. She's tested at the highest level. Her run at Hollywoodbets Scottsville was actually a ripper when she went off handy and just got rolled out over the closing stages when beaten a length and a half by Mia Moo. She's a very good sprinter, number 2, Whistle the Tune. She is going to have an eye on the, I think it's the Magnolia on Betway Summer Cup Day, so a run to bring her along. But her recent work is winning work. With that heavy weight, yeah, that is a little bit of a concern. But in my book, she's no 10-1 shot. I'm actually going to have an each-way bet on number 2, Whistle the Tune. If she doesn't win, I think she'll go quite close.
Yep. Well, something to think of there. Number 2, Whistle the Tune, 10-1 in the market, worth an inclusion here in race number 5. And Alistair also likes Roaming Spirit, who is a 10-1 shot as well, and does have the right draw in gate 9. Next up, race number 6. This is the summer put-in handicap, a listed race over 1,600 meters. 14:55 is the off time, and number 11 Sukhumvit is your 4-1 favorite. Tomiris 5-1, Selenio Peninsula 5-1. Mocha Blend is a 6-1 shot along with Jabra. It's in 7-1. And Better Ball, those number 3, That's My Baby, is out. Alistair, this filly Sukhumvit ran a cracking race last time out when returning off a lengthy layoff, went second behind a Chronicle King. She's probably been a filly that has underachieved, given that she's only a one-time winner, and I'm sure Alec Laird would have expected a lot more from her after beating Kissing Machine in the maidens. She's been consistent, and yeah, with 54.5 on the back, she must have a strong winning chance here.
She's got to be in the play here, Raheel. You're probably right on the fact that she's underachieved, but coming out the maiden, she just forgot how to race. She was slow away, she dropped the bit, she was left with mountains of work to do, and she made up a lot of ground over the closing stages. She too been sparingly raced, but I'd like to offer that being by Silvano, that she's probably going to come into her good days now. Funny enough, after her last start, Alec Laird was... with Chronicle King winning and me being at Turffontein, he came to me and said, right, next we'll go for the summer pudding. We'll come in with a nice light weight. I think Alec was a little bit underwhelmed that she didn't win, although she went off at 25-1. It sounded like she came in fit coming back from a break. So, yeah, she will be better off for the run. And with that nice light galloping weight, and Rachel Veneco, who had an awful Friday night, with See It Again, just... I don't know what the answer is there, but listening to Serena Mudley's interview, I do back Mace Roberts to get an answer with See It Again, but that was just awfully frustrating, and for Nick Johnson as well. I mean, I hope that something goes right this weekend, and Sukhumvit could be the answer. Despite being consistent and winning coming at a premium, I've gone 4 horses in my place accumulator, so not one to overly rely on, being nearly 2 years since she last won. She is a reliable starting point in this race. My backup comes from 2, 4, and 6, but I just want to make reference to Sean Terry's pair. After reading Turf Talk bright and early on Saturday morning, he thinks that number 7 Gerbera, who I would definitely not leave out of the play. Big player. If you like Sukhumvit, Gerbera's got to be in the play. Plus, she'll be more at home over the extra 150 metres. But Sean reckons Gerbera's going to go quite well. He thinks that Care Forgot's also a filly not to totally leave out. So it's a wide open race. Number 2, Mocha Blend, I think has a lot of ability. I think she'll love Turffontein. Frank Robinson trains. He's raiding up with a few to show them the track before potential assaults on races on Betway Summer Cup Day. Sean Field takes her out. Her comeback run was excellent behind Rolo the Viking. Big chance for 2-step Queen. It's a St. John Grey style. Couldn't have her in the Yellowwood last week. Backing up so soon. Fit with no work being done with a lot of the Joburg horses, if not all of the Joburg horses. £6 penalty. The way she won from the front, naturally and logically dropping in distance. She imagined that 2 feature race wins in a week. Only St. John. St. John and Speed's probably the only 2 who could do that. And then number 6 on the card, Destiny of Fire. Brilliant when I say brilliant, well beaten last time by Call Me Getrix, but winner and second from that day in the Betway Joburg Spring Challenge, ran second and third in the Allard Steel Road on a mission mile. So big tick in the box for that form line. 6 Destiny of Fire for me ran a career best last time, and there's no reason to suggest that she can't back that up. Easily the most complicated race on the day, Raheel. Difficult to ignore anyone's chances.
Moving along to race number 7. This is Betway Victory Moon Stakes, grade 3 over 1800 meters. 15:35 is the off time for the 7th race on the program, and there's some exciting horses stepping out here. Legend of Arthur 5-1 into 4-1. Tunny Player is a 4-1 shot as well. Money Heist at 9-2 along with the Ultimate King. Shoot the Rapids 10-1, and then you've got 12-1 and Better About the Balance. Alistair, race number 7. We know that Legend of Arthur was a horse that you were keeping an eye on last time out, and not disgrace, beaten 5.5 lengths, and there's no doubt that he's going to run a big race over this 1800 meter trip.
Yeah, how ridiculous is this, Raheel? Legend of Arthur and King Pearls, what a run on Friday night. My 2 top of my radars for the Betway Summer Cup are half brothers. Yeah. So there's a thing. Legend of Arthur, again, after reading Turf Talk, Sean Terry says he'd be happy if this horse runs about 2 or 3 lengths off. That worries me, because I submitted my selections obviously before reading that. I think he's easily the best horse in the race. He won the South African Derby. He faces another Derby winner in the form of Son of Raj. I think Legend of Arthur's going the right way, whereas Son of Raj, you know, is going to give an honest account of himself. Look, you can't necessarily trust Legend of Arthur because he has the propensity of throwing the odd howler in, as he did in his prep for the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. But it looks like he's having the right type of prep for the Betway Summer Cup. And I think even if this is not his cup final and there will still be meat on the bone, I still think he's good enough to be right there. I think he can win number 2, Legend of Arthur. Back up. Maybe you can offer a little bit more here between Frank Robinson's pair. I think number 6, Field Marshal, will finish in front, and number 5, Shoot the Rapids. But I think both of them are players. Muzi with 51. No one else you'd want 51 than Muzi. He takes her out at number 6, Field Marshal. First time up on the half for the son of Lancaster Bomber. The long run, and I think is going to help his cause. He'll be better off for that last run as well in the Michaelmas when finishing behind Pioneer Square. And I've got number 10, Navajo Nation. And I think if he is going to win a feature race, this is the most likely. Draw 1. one, lightweight, 52 kilos on his back. He's already accepted for the Betway Summer Cup. He'll have to run big here to qualify for Joburg's main race. James De Harbour takes the ride. I love the way that this horse can travel through them, but he doesn't find too much. If he gets timed right, he can be dangerous. Number 10, Navajo Nation. So he's my springer in the pack. A few others that I don't think you want to leave out for the pick 6. Number 4, Solar Sail. 1, Son of Raj, we've discussed. Danny Player got to go in as well in the back of his last win from the back of the field. And here's a complete lurker, a lunatic for quartets. I think that he'll run into the top 4, actually. Don't know if he can win. I don't know if he's quite got the class. Number 9, Don't Cry For Me, has looked like a totally different animal. He's a 50% win rate over this course and distance. I know this is now group level as opposed to the handicaps that he've been running in, but I think this horse will run into the top 4. Don't leave him out of your quartets. And then obviously number 11, The Ultimate King. This is the last roll of the dice for him to get into the Betway Summer Cup. He's a good horse, The Ultimate King. Rachel takes a ride, and he's also not one to let run loose on the pick 6. Interesting race. In fact, I must confess, this is the reason why I haven't tipped up a pick 6. This Betway Victory Moon, I think it's wide open this year.
Yeah, cracking contest, race number 7 over 1800 meters, and yeah, I think Alistair could be right with the Frank Robinson pair. Phil Marsh could be the better one, especially over this distance. Next up, race 8, penultimate race on the card. It's an MR 106 handicap over the 1800 meter trip. And Pioneer Square is your 5-2 favorite. Tegan's Champ at 33-10. Birthright 7-2. Mastership 9-2. It is 6-1. And Bet About the Balance. Alistair, we know all about Tegan's Champ and the ability that he's got. I mean, there's no doubt that he needed that comeback run. Last time out, I love the improvement that he showed when second behind Press On regardless. And I know that he's got to give chunks of weight away, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse bounce back to the number 1 enclosure.
I mean, the proper horse this summer give me the green lights. Back from 18 months off the track between January 24 and September 25, he ran no sort of race, but I don't think he was expected to. In fact, I had a word with Fabian. I said, what are you expecting here? He said, I just hope that he comes back all right. What a brilliant last run that was. Although well beaten by Press On Regardless, I never had a prayer with that lightweight that Press On Regardless shouldered. Just to see him run that type of race must have really put a smile on everyone's faces. If he rocks up and runs his best, I think he'll be pretty hard to beat. Number 1, Tegan's Champ, but I just can't shake off the fact that he might be 1 run away, and that weight might counter him out. He's in my place accumulator, number 1, Tegan's Champ. A lot of respect for him. Big chance, can win, should go close. I think all those comments pretty much apply. Number 3, Pioneer Square, doing very well. Took that run in Hollywoodbets Greyville on the Michaelmas very nicely. Such a straightforward horse. Won't be asked to do as much from a deep draw. So Rachel back on board. She was very, very quick to confirm the ride on the Son of Quarari. Very nice horse, going in the right direction. Underappreciated by the handicapper. Only got a £2 penalty. If you like him, I can't put anyone off. He's got a winning chance. Number 3, Pioneer Square. Of the others, I think 2 other horses got to go into the pick 6. Number 2, Mastership. He's a good horse in his own right. He's been supplemented for the Betway Summer Cup. He has to win. He has to win to get into the race. The Son of Master, I'm afraid. Even a close-up 2nd or 3rd, I don't think will do him any good unless suddenly the axe falls on so many horses and they all get scratched by that trainer. So this is do or die for number 2, Mastership. And then number 5, Birthright. With that lightweight and that win last time, if Garish Samoberto, who's riding unbelievably well, if he can hold this horse together, because he can be strong, he can be quirky, and he can do too much, if he can get this horse to settle, he's very dangerous. Number 5 on the card, Birthright.
Yep, that is race number 8. Next up, race number 9, final race on the day. And the 9th race gets underway at 16:45. It's an MR89 handicap over 1600 meters. Impact Investor jumping from the Ace Gate. He is at 2-1. 3-1 Buddy Boy, 5-1 Dark Silver, 6-1 About the Playboy Bomber, 8-1 and Better About the Balance. Alistair, healthy respect for this horse, Impact Investor, who's been second at his last 3 outings. In fact, 4 seconds from his last 5 runs. But I like this horse here, number 8, the Playboy Bomber, with the 4 kgs off the back, just 52 to shoulder. I think he's going to get a nice run in transit, and he is a course and distance winner, and he'll be fitter for his last start.
Yeah, I think I've actually messed this race up in terms of my selections. I've gone with the other Alec Laird horse, number 3, Dark Silver, on the evidence of Calvin Habib taking the ride, being a stable jockey. But on closer inspection, although by virtue of 4-kilo claim through Savannah Valjallo, the Playboy Bombers waited to turn that form around with Dark Silver from that last start. Anyway, my numbers are still 3 and 9. I'm not going to deviate from number 3, Dark Silver, because of his consistency, because of his efforts, because of the way that he's been carrying himself, and because of his return from a rest last time where he was all over a winner, and probably that fitness just counted against him. Alex in terrific form with 2 feature race winners just a week ago on Charity Mile race day. A good draw is also going to help his chances, and the fact that the other horse I'm going to talk about, drawn 1, Impact Investor, who is my top choice, is likely to go to the front. I think Dark Silver is going to, by default, end up in the right place in the race. Impact Investor, although Gavin Larida's come back from suspension, incredibly fit and well weighted, and he's at a fighting weight. Gavin's not going to ride 55 without a reason. So he's gone down to 55 to ride Impact Investor, a horse who's got good gate speed. He didn't quite show it last time out when there was a lot of support for him, but the fact that there was support for him back from a break, he'll be better for that run under the belt. Since getting up to Joburg, I think this horse is probably under-delivered. Might just be a little confidence issue with the son who give me the green light, but Gavin steps aboard him for the first time. And maybe that will make all the difference with number 9, Impact Investor. So I'm willing to say that this is his best chance to date of getting the job done. So 3 and 9, my PA numbers. A few other horses to consider. Talk about Candace's run as number 1 player. I think that he can get into the top 4. He's got a good turn of foot. He does go well in the soft going. He's been unlucky in some of his starts. Slow starts, deep draws, etc., and stayed on quite nicely as number 1 player. So I think he'll do the same. Run an honest race with a few horses to beat. Salute the Flag, likely to need the run. Buddy Boy looks like he could be anything. He's not your normal What a Windsor in that. I think that he's looking for a trip, and more Sean Veal takes a ride with a light weight. I respect his chances, and the other horse that I'd have in would be number 2, Dance King. On some runs to Schwarzenada and runs to Pioneer Square and Count Hutiku, number 2, Dance King. Got to be a little bit better than that last run over 2,000 metres, so maybe slot him in to make a little bit of money in the finale. I think the PA and Pick 6 starts on a balanced note, but I think it opens up in the second half of the card.
Yeah, it certainly does appear to be that way. Race 9 at 16.45. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now. Alistair will take us through suggested bet. Place accumulator begins with a running of race number 3. And Alistair, take it away.
Yep, so there we go. That's the place accumulator on this busy Sunday, busy weekend of sports. Banker 1, Milan's World in the first leg. I think you could go 1 or 7. Banker 1, Buffalo Storm Cody. There it opens up from there. 1, 2, and 9, Almond Sea, Whistle the Tune, and Roaming Spirit. But 2, 4, 6, and 11, Mocha Blend, 2-Step Queen, Destiny of Fire, and Sukhumvit. But 2, 6, and 10, Legend of Arthur, Field Marshal, and Navajo Nation. 1 and 3 in the penultimate leg, Tegan's Champ and Pioneer Square. In the final leg, 3 and 9, Dark Silver and Impact Investor.
That is the place accumulator for racing on Sunday out at Turffontein. Alistair, thanks very much. Enjoy racing today at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Looks to be a cracking card, and we look forward to racing on Sunday as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it all. Great time to be a racing fan. When you go to SA Horse Racing onto that database, you see a lot of blue lighting up across the country. You know that good things are ahead. So hopefully Punts is on the right side of it all. Thanks so much, Raheel. We'll chat again soon.
All the best racing on Sunday.